All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jason Ball, President and CEO with the Round Rock Chamber of Commerce, and we are so excited to have you here to join us for a momentum update. I think everyone is aware this has not been the year that we anticipated, but it is definitely a year that I think you will see we've made some exciting progress on, built for some future foundations and one to be proud of. But we have not been able to convene as a group and give our investors an update since March, when we had a fantastic event here at the Public Safety Training Center about the defense industry. Since then, we've had several nice program achievements for this year. We've augmented our team with some new leadership, and we're very excited about that. And so you all, as the people that make this program possible, deserve both our thanks. We appreciate you so much. In an update. In particular, we want to draw your attention to our pace setter investors. Thank you so much to these companies and folks for making our program possible. And then, of course, we are so tied in with the city of Round Rock as well. They're such an important piece of making our program possible. So I just have a couple logistics items to get to before we kick things off. First, I want to let you know this session is being recorded. For any folks that were unable to join us here in the moment or for future use, we want to make sure that we're able to share this session with other folks, and so we will be recording today's session. And then the program is going to be right at an hour. And so because of that tight timeline, we're not going to have a lot of availability for Q&A. We will use that if it becomes available to us. But your questions are probably the most important thing that may emerge from today's sessions. And so if you do have them, I want to draw your attention down to the bottom center of your screen where you will have a Q&A option. That has a text, that goes to a text box that's on my end. I will be monitoring that Q&A screen the whole time. I won't be able to respond in the same way a chat box works that you may have used in the past. But if you make sure to give us your name and your email address or your phone number you'd like us to contact you at, if there are follow-up items, we'd be very happy to respond to any questions you have. And so I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. I want to turn it over to our program sponsor, and then we're going to pull in our momentum chair. Our sponsor for today's program is Maxwell Locke and Ritter. They're a fun company to have right here in downtown with us. Not only that, they do the chamber audit and the momentum audit every year, so they make sure that we are managing these resources that you all entrust to us appropriately. And we are joined today by their partner, Steve Knabel. Steve, just want to turn it over to you for a couple words, please.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for the opportunity to welcome everybody to the program today. Lauren asked that we give a quick overview of our firm, so I'm going to be brief, but honor that request. Maxwell Locke and Ritter started our firm in 1991, and today we're the largest locally owned Central Texas accounting firm with offices in Austin and Round Rock, as Jason mentioned. We are proud to annually receive national level recognition as a best of the best CPA firm from our peers, and also as the best place to work from our people. So we're very proud of that. Our firm's three main focal points are our people, our clients, and our community. And as Jason referenced, we're proud to be longtime supporters of Momentum and certainly honored to be the trusted CPA firm for the Round Rock Chamber and numerous Williamson County companies, individuals, and not-for-profits. Our accounting firm services include audit, tax, business consulting, due diligence, and family office services. And we started our firm, in 1997, we started a wealth management practice called ML&R Wealth Management, where today we provide financial advisory services and manage over $1.3 billion of assets for Central Texas individuals and company 401k plans, something we're certainly proud of. And lastly, our Round Rock office is led by our partners, Sean Holcomb, Todd Miller, and Michelle Hardeman. So let any of us know if we can ever assist you with your business or personal needs. We'd be happy to accommodate. With that, I'm going to say thank you, and I'll turn it over to my dear friend Ryan Therrell. So Ryan, take it away.
All right, thanks, Steve. I really appreciate not only your sponsorship in today's event, but also for your continued investment in Momentum. I want to just welcome everybody today. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I'm Ryan Therrell. I'm the chairman of Momentum. Yes, it's a little bit different, and we would really love to be together with you in person, but appreciate your patience and your commitment to hosting or to having this via Zoom today. So we have a lot to get to. We've got a great panel. We also have some really exciting news to share, both with the change of leadership and with a look back at the impact of Momentum, as well as a look at the various progress that we're making this year, even despite the issues with COVID. So as you know, we've been looking to fill the position of Vice President of Economic Development, and this has been a journey, and one that I really appreciate and thank everybody who participated in the selection committee. Those people were Scott Swindell, Avis Wukash, Steve Stapp, Ritt Basie, Jonas Miller, Mayor Morgan, City Manager Lori Hadley, and many others. And just thank you for taking the time to go through the candidates. And really, we're very fortunate to have come out of that process with a great new Vice President, Jordan Robinson. And before I introduce her, I just want to say a special thank you to Nicole Vance for stepping in and for really taking hold of the program and all of the economic development efforts. And just thank you to her for all of her time that she put into it. And we've kept the program going, and this will just be a handing of the baton and keeping on going with the race. So Jordan Robinson comes to us from the Greater Houston Partnership. And before that, she worked at the governor's office in economic development. And prior to that, she was with Development Counselors International. And I want to take a moment to let Jordan introduce herself. So Jordan, take it.
Hey, thank you, Ryan. And thanks everybody for having me. I will say I'm very excited to be here. It's been some time, as Ryan kind of mentioned. I spent some time in Central Texas at the governor's office, and then Houston. But I will say, it's been wonderful to be a part of this team. I've been about 3 weeks on the job, so thanks to everybody who I've had the opportunity to meet. I will say in the short time that I have been here, I've just been extremely impressed by the enthusiasm and the support for economic development in Round Rock and the leadership that we have, both with this Momentum group as well as all of our community leaders. So I really just look forward to working with all of you, with Ryan, Jason, on taking our economic development efforts to that next level. We've already been kind of brainstorming and have some good ideas that we're looking forward to sharing with you, just in terms of future opportunities, momentum engagement, and so forth, that we'll be ready to roll out in 2021. So more to come on that. And if we haven't had the chance to meet yet, I'm really looking forward to getting to know each of you. I welcome the opportunity to get together, whether that's virtually or in person. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm looking for new ideas and just how we can make this program as successful as possible. So again, I'm happy to be here. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And Brian, I'll just turn it back over to you.
Great. Thank you, Jordan. So we typically hold these meetings quarterly. Like Jason said, we had a great one to kick off the year in March, where we did a focus on the defense industry in Round Rock, as well as the Army Futures Command. Unfortunately, we missed one as we were starting to deal with COVID. And, I look forward to having one more, hopefully before the end of the year. This was supposed to be a Momentum 4 to 6, which is one of our networking and short panelist events, so that we can all get to know each other and just enhance our investor engagement, which is something that we'll talk about as we go forward. We're looking at ways to really enhance the investor engagement. These meetings are intended to provide an update on the current economic development activities that your investment is supporting. We've intended to provide this program because our mission is to promote economic growth by creating high quality jobs, attracting new capital investment, retaining and expanding existing businesses, and improving the overall quality of life in Round Rock. And we've been doing that, and we wanted to take a moment to kind of look back at the impact of Momentum. And so from 2012 to 2019, I have some data that I'll show here in a second, but every year we get impact data source to analyze all of the deals that we work on and look at a number of ways that these deals are impacting the Round Rock community. I'm happy to report these metrics because they show that the program is really working and there's a significant return on investment year after year. So there's a lot of numbers up here, but you should know that, really we've focused on 65 projects that we've supported over these last 8 years. That's about 8 projects a year. Those 65 projects have yielded 6,200 direct jobs. And out of that is $1.7 billion of direct investment. One thing Impact Data Source also does is look at direct, indirect, and induced jobs, and the total number of those jobs is a little over 10,000. And the worker earnings on that is $2.5 billion. So a huge impact, direct and indirect, from a jobs perspective. Sales tax, property tax, and other taxes are another thing that we're looking to enhance. And you can see that there's been $3.4 million of sales tax, $96.9 million of property tax, and over $100 million to Round Rock ISD, Williamson County, and the city of Round Rock. So again, from a tax perspective, looking to increase the tax roll, we're doing that. And to sum it all up, the total economic output is almost 14 billion over these 8 years, 2.4 billion a year in direct and 3.3 billion a year overall in indirect and induced. So those 65 projects represent a total of $6.8 million of investment from the city and the chamber. That equates to for every $1 of funding, $4,713 of economic output. It's a tremendous number. I just felt it was really important to be able to look back, reflect on the impact that we've had over these last 8 years. Nicole will give a report here in a minute on what we're doing this year, but your investment has been critical to that impact. And we have 2 more years from now, September, to the end of Momentum 4. And we're looking forward to different ways to aggressively pursue opportunities to bring new companies to the area. We're also looking at ways to increase our investor participation. You may have heard at the earlier Momentum lunch that we were going to start a target advisory committee focused on the defense industry. That's happening. We look to have that stood up by the end of the year. We look to add more of those advisory committees next year, and really want to provide a way for investors to increase their participation and their engagement in the Momentum program. So look forward to presenting that to you as we develop it. Jordan and I have been talking about a number of things since she's come on board, and now that we've got her and Nicole and Jason, we're looking at all of those ways. We'll be presenting those. It's a perfect time to start preparing for 21 and 22. And I'm very thankful for all of your investment in Momentum, and just look forward to great things coming forward. So I want to turn it over now to Nicole. So Nicole, let us know what's going on with the current activity.
Great, thank you, Ryan, for the introduction. And thank you all for attending today. My name is Nicole Vance, the Director of Business Attraction for Economic Development team here at the Chamber. As many of you know me, but some of you don't, I've been with the Chamber for 4 years, helping to recruit new business to Round Rock. This year, out of all the years, has been a bit more interesting to navigate the economic development world. COVID-19 has more businesses than usual making some really hard decisions. And they're having to decide if they're going to downsize, pivot their entire business model, and even close their doors. In spite of the drastic changes, though, Round Rock continues to be a place where businesses want to locate and expand. Our team works hard to ensure that we actively market our city and stay competitive. So we're at the forefront of relocations and expansions. We set a goal late last year, before any of us were aware of COVID, to land 6 deals. And I was a little nervous when March rolled around, to say the least. But we're going to reach those goals and perhaps surpass that goal before the end of this year. Currently, we have had 6 project wins and 1 that we are hopeful to announce next month, bringing the total for the year to 7. And then, in addition to that, we've added over $46 million in capital investments and we've added over 1,100 jobs to the city in 2020. We've worked with Amazon, who leased 442,000 square feet of space at Chisholm Trail Trade Center, a relocation from California, Saline Performance Parts. And those of you who are into sports cars may be aware of who this group is. They're part of the Saline High Performance Sports Car family. We've also worked with Slow Below, a company who innovates in the trucking industry, and several others. So we've had a very active, busy, successful year. And, you know, we've worked with a handful of other companies that actually are going to be with us today. We've invited 3 of those companies who we've worked with to present to this group. They'll all talk about their business, why they chose Round Rock, and their thoughts on how COVID is affecting their industries. So our first panelist today is Ed Grahn-Leonard, and he's the president of Special Products and Manufacturing Inc. in Rockwall, Texas. Ed joined SPM in 1984 and has held various leadership positions. As president, he is responsible for managing the overall business and setting the vision and direction for the company. Ed's very involved in representing and supporting manufacturing at both the local and national levels. He's an active member of the National Association of Manufacturers and has participated in many projects focused on solving problems and improving the manufacturing industry. Ed, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to hand it over to you. If you'll just tell us about the exciting things happening with SPM, we would appreciate it.
Great. Thank you very much, Nicole, and thank you to the Chamber and Momentum for inviting Special Products to present our company to you today and tell you a little bit about ourselves. Special Products and Manufacturing is a world-class contract manufacturing company that specializes in metal fabrication, welding, powder coating, machining, and value-added assembly. We service the Fortune 1000 type customers within the U.S. and international and globally. We're founded in 1963, and we are a second-generation company with our headquarters in Rockwall, Texas, which is about 20 miles east of downtown Dallas on Interstate 30. About 10 years ago in 2010, we launched a aggressive vision that we call Vision 2020 that set a foundation for the future for our organization. And because of the success of the execution of that vision, this year we're launching a new vision that is a 5-year vision, which we're calling our Vivid Vision 2025. And over the next 5 years, our core values at Special Products of built, balance, urgency, integrity, learning, and teamwork, along with our SPM family and our fantastic culture at SPM, where we teach, coach, and train the team of tomorrow through our own SPM University. We will build the new face of contract metal manufacturing that will have the best in technology with the right mix of talent and automation to serve our customers with sustained performance and quality, delivery, customer service, and the solutions that we provide. So SPM will continue to be the benchmark supplier of choice for all of those customers that we serve. COVID has been on everybody's mind. I guess y'all have talked about it a little bit so far in today's conference call, on the Zoom call. And at SPM, we're no different in 2020, but we're very fortunate to be deemed as an essential business. And we were deemed essential in March 17th of 2020. We're very blessed and very thankful, so we've been able to keep our doors open the entire time. But much like everyone on here today, SPM went through the same mental, physical, emotional roller coasters that we all have from March until now. Basically, what we did was we just followed our change management process that we have internally at Special Products as we incorporated all of the changes that were going on wrapped around the COVID-19 and its effects. Our goal was simple. It was to remain open for our customers that needed us, but have to have the right care for our employees so that they felt safe to come to work at SPM. And they did feel safe, and they were safe, and it has been a very successful 6 months since we've learned of COVID, knock on wood, and the grace of God. Our leadership decided early on to move forward with our vision and accelerate our vision wherever possible, which we've done through the automation of both equipment and processes, automation of equipment and processes, as well as opening of our Round Rock facility, which we're very, very excited to do. So why did we choose Round Rock? An easy and a truthful answer is just to let everybody know that our largest customer is in Round Rock. Therefore, it was an easy solution that brought us there. But our plans for this facility are much, much greater than just serving one customer. Our vision is much bigger than that. As we explored all of the opportunities of where to locate our second facility, we looked around about a 30-mile radius of our customer, and it was very clear after going through all the process that the culture of the Round Rock community is unique and has a very cool vibe, which reminds us of our hometown and where we are all from and are headquartered at, again, in Rockwall, Texas. From the initial contact with Chamber and the EDC and that team wanting to understand SPM, our vision around Round Rock, and then the Round Rock Chamber's knowledge and inclusion in the Austin metropolitan area and the growth that is going on down there, it became a no-brainer where we wanted to locate. Special Products plan is to get involved in the Round Rock community the same way we are in the Rockwall community. That includes the Chamber, potentially Momentum, the school district, higher education, community college, and community outreach through what we call our SPM Built to Serve team. And again, we cannot wait to get to Round Rock and thank each and every one of y'all for everything you've done to close this deal and get us there.
Thank you, Ed. We'll take questions down below. Jason will field them if anybody has them, and he'll respond to them later. So we're actually going to move on to our next presenters. They're with Hubble Control Solutions, a Hubble company. We have Sanjeev Khatri, Senior Director of Engineering at Hubble Control Solutions, responsible for new technology and product introduction. He's a senior technologically and strategic engineering leader with over 20 years of experience in various industries, especially helping traditional engineering organizations evolve their culture and processes to deliver systems and solutions. He has a unique background in engineering, software, and business. His main interests are new technology and product introduction, engineering and business process improvement, and growing the next generation of engineering leaders. Alongside Sanjeev, we have Jason Sherrill. Jason leads Hubble Lighting's commercial and industrial controls, intelligent connected lighting business, and indoor lighting brands portfolio in North America. This includes over 20 plus products and hardware lines, software and service solutions that support Hubble Lighting's broader Internet of Things electrical strategy. Thank you, Sanjeev and Jason, for joining us today. Please tell us more about Hubble Control Solutions.
Thanks for that introduction. And this is Jason. Good to see everybody. Thank you for your time today. I'll speak a little bit and also turn over to Sanjeev to get a little bit more into details of what we're building down there in Round Rock. Quick overview one, we don't build telescopes. I have to explain that to my family quite often. Hubble is actually over 100 years old. We're in the electrical sector. We've got about 19,000 employees, primarily across North America, some presence in Europe. Of that, we deliver about $4 billion annually in revenue and growing. That legacy is built on about 75 brands, both through acquisition and organic development. We participate in several key markets that some of you on this call may be a part of or participate in. That's the commercial office sector, industrial, manufacturing, warehouse, markets, residential, healthcare, oil and gas, power and utility. We really serve those vertical markets in two large business units we call Hubble Utility Solutions, as well as Hubble Electrical Solutions. That's really broken into 4 primary groups. It really is lighting control, which we'll talk about today, which is the HCS team, which is a part of Hubble Lighting. And then you have a Datacom and electrical group, as well as a power utilities team. Today, we'll spend some time giving you a quick overview of Hubble Lighting, what the team is building as part of the Hubble Control Solutions brand, and that connects into a broader strategy that Sanjeev will speak to a little bit. What I will say is we're excited to be down there. We've had a footprint in Austin for some time. When we were looking for expansion and growth, we made sense to be in Round Rock. With our product family being a combination of indoor and outdoor, commercial and residential lighting, and more importantly, a growing controls solution. And that controls base is a growth engine for the business. And so we were lucky enough in a very tough and year full of adversity, as we've heard, we've all experienced, to be able to continue to invest in the team and in the property down there in Round Rock. What that team in Austin will do, and Sanjeev leads that from an engineering perspective, is a great talent pool that allows us to build a wealth of different functional teams down there under his leadership. That is really going to help us execute our continued vision and strategy around building not only just products, but really moving into a solution service provider around lighting and specifically controls. With that, what it gets us excited, what we have a passion for, is what we deliver to our customers across the North America, which is really a means for us to reduce energy through controls, sensors, systems that allow us to deploy software solutions that help provide dashboards, analytics, and some solutions that Sanjeev will speak to. At the end of the day, provides a huge benefit to the well-being of the occupants of those facilities, the safety of those individuals, help with productivity, but more importantly, help reduce energy that has an impact on our society, the environment, around carbon footprint reduction. So yes, we'll talk about the widgets and the software, but we really have a stronger mission in terms of what we can deliver in the improvement of day-to-day life for the individuals across the globe. With that said, I'll let Sanjeev speak here about that team, that facility, and what we're creating down there.
Thanks, Jason. So as Jason mentioned, the reason we moved here, well, definitely, right? Austin is or Round Rock / Austin area is the high-tech center. And we are a 100-year-old manufacturing company, and we need to evolve, right? The needs of our users are changing. We all know smart homes are coming up, smart buildings are coming up, smart streets are coming up. And lighting infrastructure is being used for much more than just providing energy efficient lighting now. We can give much more to our users, to our customers, to communities, to cities, much more than lighting, using our lighting infrastructure. And that's the vision, that's the mission of our center in Round Rock. With local talent here, technology talent, as we all know, we have high-tech talent here in the area, and that will help us evolve Hubble, right, to the newest technology, to the latest processes as we become more agile and we reach out to our users and customers with new solutions. We've been thinking of, even engaging with the local businesses, schools, to come up with these solutions, right? What will help, right? As we build this, as we build our roadmap, as we build our products and solutions around asset tracking, because we are in every real estate building, having the eyes over every floor plan, we can go and see what's the asset is in every space. Where is the asset? There are significant assets, right? Important, expensive assets, which healthcare wants to track, where warehouse industries want to track. We want people tracking for maybe students, where they are, right? Healthcare facilities, so that we can track patients, we can track where people are and know their whereabouts. Wayfinding solutions for warehouse. We just heard Amazon is coming up with a big warehouse here. Well, oh, there you go, right? If they want to know how to navigate their warehouse, we can come up with our lighting infrastructure with wayfinding solutions. And then on go. We know real estate is becoming very expensive, especially in the Austin area, Round Rock area. It's at a premium price. We know exactly how much of the space is being occupied with our smart occupancy sensors through lighting. So we can provide building owners, tenants in the area with how much real space is being utilized, when it is being utilized. So we can go on and on the opportunities which lighting infrastructure allows us, and that will help communities, people, and how we look at life and even make life better. Talking about COVID-19, we are using we were already using lighting for antibacterial to remove bacteria from the space. Now we are working on solutions through UV light and through smart controls that will kill viruses too. So that's what we are working on. So we are working on various fronts that will impact our customers, our users, whether they are in indoor or outdoor space directly. And that's the unique opportunity we give in this area, a good blend of hardware, software solutions, controls, which really our customers, our users can touch and feel, our engineers can touch and feel. And it's a very good blend, and they can really appreciate what difference they make in people's life. So lots coming, lots good vision for us, and we want to really engage with the local community to make this happen, our strategy happen in Austin, and how Austin is growing with a lot of industries. The other thing is Austin area has a very good diversified population, which helps us do creative development, new technology and everything, right? We always need creativity in engineering. And so having a diversified population, a diverse population always helps us. And so that's a big driver for us to get into the Round Rock area. A couple things more on, as we just started our center about a month back now. It's almost a month now. It's going to be soon a month there. And we have also establishing a state-of-the-art lab. So it's a base systems lab, which will help us test everything from what we manufacture from hardware to software and controls and everything end to end. And so it will be a state-of-the-art lab too, so that we can deliver quality solutions. We also will have a training center. So as we know, lighting is not naturally or it's not necessarily taught in schools, right? Whether they are graduate schools, undergraduate schools, or K-12. And so we are building a state-of-the-art training center which will help our customers, our agents, our technicians, and a lot of the new talent we hire, to learn about what lighting is, right? How smart lighting controls work, indoor, outdoor space. And so it will be a high-tech facility which will host a complete training center for smart lighting for commercial buildings. As we go through this whole COVID-19 and we occupy the space, we are also making sure we're being good citizens and following all regulations based on COVID-19, making sure our communities our employees are safe. So we make masks and social distancing mandatory. We have also worked through our facility before in Austin area and now in Round Rock through the whole COVID-19, because we are part of a critical infrastructure. Lighting is must. We cannot have hospitals and manufacturing facilities without lighting. And so we have been continuously, our engineers have been supporting the field supporting development, manufacturing of the lighting, critical lighting infrastructure. And thanks to all the support through our employees and the community to help us do that through this all tough times, and still maintaining a safe culture and safety of our employees in the community. So, and we'll continue to do that. So we are operating in a hybrid model. So the team members who can work from home are working from home, and there are hardware designers and those who help the field and support the field. They have been working through in the office, so that helps us maintain social distancing. So we have maintained a good balance. We're following very good sanitization policies in the office as we support development and support of our customers. So it has been a new way of learning for an engineering community. You know, we're more used to co-locating all our engineers, you know, in the center, all together, working together, developing widgets, and now we are working on each of our. It's interesting. Each of our engineers' home has become a lab because they have all the widgets at their home. And they are testing and developing there, but we have been able to maintain it very well and getting it going. So thanks. Jason, do you want to add something?
No, I just summary here is, you know, what you're hearing is we're excited to be in the community. You'll see us engage in several ways as we start to accelerate our development efforts of taking smart lighting and adding additional software around that to create real solutions for customers in multiple markets, both there locally and across the country. So looking forward to talking more and for some additional engagement in the coming months and years. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev and Jason. We appreciate you presenting to us today. So last but not least, we'll hear from Michelangelo Renna. And Michelangelo Renna is the founder and CEO of Michelangelo's Gourmet Foods Inc., based in Round Rock, Texas. Michael co-founded Michelangelo's in 1982 in Southern California and moved the company to Round Rock, Texas in 1993, where he built a 132,000 square foot facility. Michael is also CEO of InvestX2 LLC, a real estate development company established in 1992, and Triple Temp Cold Storage. He and his partners built and created a dry pasta manufacturing plant in Round Rock, Texas in 2002. And Michael is co-founder of Michelangelo's Importing, an Italian-focused specialty import company. Welcome, Michael. And as I already know, you are certainly a busy person. We are excited to hear more about InvestX2 today.
Well, thank you, Nicole. And yes, I mean, if you, my experience with Round Rock from the very get-go, when we came from San Diego, we toured all of Central Texas. And when we met the mayor, Charlie Culpepper at the time, and he was very aggressively recruiting us. And then he made some commitments to us on how the alignment for the city and what the city was trying to do with build the industry. And being a food company was a real balance to what was going on with the high tech and everything. So there was no other choice for me. I'm building a cold storage facility because I've been asked for 20-something years if there's any cold storage or cooler storage in the area, and there is not. So I got to work on that as an entrepreneur for my life. It was a matter of just jumping in and building a solution. And then came the next part, which was the incubation. I'm involved with a couple of different startup, SKU and Naturally Austin. And many CPG companies start up, and they're based in Austin as opposed to Round Rock. I was big push to start bringing some of that talent to Round Rock, and manufacturing is in my blood, especially with food products. So I'm setting up an incubation, basically where if a group comes to me with a product, we'll help them vet the product to make sure there's a value in the marketplace, and then we'll give them about 2,500 square feet where they could develop the product from packaging to ingredients to all of the different USDA, FDA requirements that they have to go through. We'll have a group of talented executives from around the country handling all these different functions to get a product to market. First develop it and then get it to market. Very excited. It's just a fun thing for me to do. It's more about helping these startups than me having to go out and ring the bell. It's more about being part of this community in Round Rock, which has been fantastic to me and my family, and the many years that we've been there since '93. I don't want to say that because it kind of dates me a little bit, but COVID for my industry has been very challenging because we are assemblers of food products. Most of the companies I've worked with, we've come up with solutions so we can protect the employees, and then the demand that's on us to actually produce twice as much to triple as much product in a very short period of time, because there's no longer where you're running to restaurants, especially in the beginning. And that all pushed us into having to triple up our production levels and being able to supply the grocery stores, which then could take care of the consumer as needed. I think we've done a fantastic job as an industry. And I look forward to getting the plant built and start this next step. And thanks for mentioning Maz Pasta, which is another company, and Michelangelo is importing. So those companies have been around for quite some time. They're not my main focus. I have very good partners that run those, but obviously I'm involved to I forget about talking about those once in a while. But so for me, I think Round Rock is, for one of the greatest places, because they support the companies that come in and they work hard to help them accomplish the goals that we set.
Right. So I'm going to go a little off track here. Would you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with that cold storage facility and talk about the component of the incubator space and what that might mean to a second phase?
So the incubator space would be that we could have between 15 and 20 startups come out of those incubations just from maybe annually. And then from there, we would go and help them find other facilities that they could start to expand into in Round Rock, preferably. And we would help them, and potentially my development company would help build it out, where the amount of people that would be employed and it would just continue to grow. The important thing I see with a lot of these startups, they talk about raising money. They don't talk about commercializing their product and get production in place so they can support the growth that potentially would be there. And we would be helping to do that with incubation. It's about 20,000 square foot within the cold storage that we would have this production set up, mini labs, as you want to call it. We would be bringing in legal and accounting and packaging engineers and all the different facets of creating a product and packaging it and getting it ready to sell in the supermarkets.
Perfect.
I like that long-term, a long tail, as I call it, because as we start to build those companies, you can only imagine how much that will bring to the community, jobs, and all the different ingredients and packaging and things that come along with that for the support that they need.
Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you, all of our guest speakers today. I think, as everyone can tell, this is an economy here that is growing based on innovation. We've heard about a company that's innovating in the manufacturing space. We've got a company that's innovating in lighting systems and engineering, and even in something that we're all maybe as used to in terms of being consumers of consumer products. We've got a consumer products incubator coming to town. And so this is one of the projects I think I've been most excited about, to have the expertise that Michael and his team can bring to help new companies sprout and grow into the companies that are going to be leading in this area decades down the road. So again, thank you to all our speakers. You've made it a fantastic update on the reason why our staff is so excited. I hope the investors that are hearing this for the first time are excited about it too. For our investors, and I'll be bringing up a slide here to show you all the details, there's an event that we really want to get in front of you and on your minds today, and that is our Futures Focus event, our business conference and expo. And like so many things this year, we've had to pivot what our original plan was. We were so excited to really gather a large group of people from the greater Austin area and bring in some expertise and outside speakers. So we are still able to do that. We're able to bring you this in a remote event. It will not be in a Zoom format like this. We have invested in a new technology for doing mobile events called Cvent, and it is a much more robust platform so that people can not only interact with the main program, but they will be able to interact with each other and people that they see attending as well. And so we're extremely excited about that. I want to make sure you all are aware, as Momentum investors, you have already purchased your ticket, so to speak. And so there will be a registration process for you to go through, but you do not need to purchase a ticket like other attendees will. This is definitely part of our Momentum engagement platform that we're bringing you this year. So as you can see, we're in a kickoff with I think a much needed and very relevant update from Dr. Ray Perryman from the Perryman Group about what's going on in the national and Texas economy. Given all the changes with COVID, we're excited to hear what his message is going to be. And then we've got a fantastic panel on the future of workforce. We know that that is so much on people's minds right now with participants from Dell Technology, Emerson, and TD Industries, and that's going to be moderated by Aaron Demerson, our Texas Workforce Commissioner. And so we're extremely excited about that. And then we made the investment to bring Ted Abernathy, who is a national speaker on economic development and economic growth, out here. But since we are doing this remotely now, he'll be a remote participant too. But Ted has a great set of national experiences that he brings to his comments, and I think you're all going to be excited about that. So please watch for news on that. We'll be sending a notice to our Momentum investors, but we are extremely excited about this program and think that the whole community will be as well. Speaking of speakers that I like to listen to, we're going to close as we typically do with our Momentum Engagements event by hearing from Mayor Morgan. Mayor Morgan's been a fantastic leader that we've done a whole lot of work with this year, maybe more than we had originally planned on, but I think it's been to the benefit of the community. So Mayor, I'm going to hand it over to you to close out the program today. Thank you for being here.
All right. Thank you, Jason. I want to thank everybody that was able to attend today. Like Ryan said earlier, I am ready to see people in person and have these conversations in person. I want to leave you with a couple of things with regards to Momentum. First of all, I want to thank all the Momentum investors, and you're not going to see my face. You're going to see that slide with all our investors. We could not do it without you. It is about you. One thing that's so important this year with the Chamber and the Momentum is something that we did back when COVID began. We knew our small business community was going to really take a hit. Most of it we knew would probably be in the downtown areas where we initially thought. So we created a partnership with Dell Technologies, Round Rock Chamber, the city, and the Greater Community Foundation, and began what we call Round Rock Cares. We raised over $400,000 for 241 businesses, but the requests were up in the millions. And these were, just to give you an idea, these were businesses that were that had 50 FTEs or less. And our goal was to bridge them to be able to either survive or get to the state PPP loan, and then we turn it over to the federal government PPP loan. And then we turn it over to Wilco Forward, who did a great job. And so that just showed how great the partnership was and what it meant. And I hope that, you know, we can someday go back and look and see who we gave money to help either pay a mortgage, utilities, keep their payroll, to see how many of those that we did provide funds to help out. The interesting thing for our program is most of our money was raised all through the private investment. Once Round Rock Cares started, a number of communities started similar programs in Texas and across the country. You could see it. But a lot of the cities in Texas were using government funds, either through their 4A or 4B. And so it just shows the investment that the private community, private businesses, other private businesses that were actually able to be essential and stay open, gave money as well. You know, this relationship between the chamber and the city has gone on for a long time before I got here. And I know, I think I saw Mr. Bowles was listening in. You know, they had a vision years ago to create this partnership between private and public, because we had no economic development efforts going on, and it's proven to work, and it continues to prove to work. And it is so important that we continue this work. And in this past year, a couple of things the city has done. We renewed our contract with the chamber with a 5-year commitment. We want business leaders, community leaders to understand that this partnership is crucial, and we're committed to it, and we will remain committed to it, and even increased money to it to really focus on some workforce development needs. I'm really excited at moving forward. You know, Ryan mentioned that, you know, the hiring of our economic development vice president, Jordan Robinson. Again, I want to echo his thoughts with Nicole. Nicole had a tough job in the last year and a half. It took a little time to get where we were going on this hire, but I couldn't be more excited. The future is bright. I'm as excited about our ED program with the team we have now in place, and we can move forward as a team. I think there's great opportunity for Round Rock. We just passed our budget this past week, and I can tell you that in Round Rock, Texas, you don't defund the police. We are committed to this community. We're committed to the safety of this community. And I think businesses that are looking to leave these overtaxed states that aren't protecting their citizens and protecting their businesses lends us a great, a new great opportunity. And so hopefully we'll be able to travel and go recruit at some of these places that just seem to not govern very well. And so I think Jordan brings a wealth of experience to lead this team, and to with her experience at the Greater Partnership and at the governor's office, I think it's a lot to, we have a lot to be thankful for, and I think a lot to really go after and just kind of get a new energy, you know, as a team, because we are a team moving forward. So with that, again, I want to thank everyone for attending. I want to thank you for all that you do for our community and all the investment you do. One thing I want to remind everybody is that the city has an election in November. It's usually in May, so just be aware of that date, that, you know, if you're looking for the city elections for this year, they were moved to November. So make sure you get out and vote for good leaders that agree with these partnerships and want to make Round Rock the great place it is, and keep Round Rock the great place it is, because there are people that want to change Round Rock. So with that, I think that concludes it. Unless did you have any questions in the chat, Jason or Nicole, since it's not quite 5 o'clock?
No, Mayor, we haven't received anybody. I'll give folks just a couple moments if they want to try to squeeze in a question or two for any of the panelists. But other than that, I want to thank everyone for your time today. As you can see, we got We've got a lot of the right pieces in place to build on the amazing foundation that city leaders in the past have created for us. So, and I'm not seeing any questions roll in, Mayor, so I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and adjourn the program. Investors, again, thank you to our speakers and panelists. Thank you as well. And thank you, Mayor and Ryan, for your leadership on our program.